Dragon Ball Z fans, hear me now, believe me later. Dragon Ball Z Kai will be the definitive Kai. It'll be all time. You're going to love it better.
Hi, I'm Chris.
Hey, Sean.
Sorry.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, it's great to meet you.
I hear we're going to be working together.
Your voice sounds familiar.
As does yours.
Yeah. Weird. I'm definitely directing Dragon Ball Kai differently than like I directed Dragon Ball Z, and some of it's conscious and some of it's just skill. Some of it I'm really trying, like with the knowledge I've gained over the last 10 years of working on this show, really bring something genuine and true to the show, because I have so much more knowledge of it now, because I didn't have as much access to information about the show when I first started it, so we were just sort of guessing in a way. But now we've worked on it for so long, I know it intimately, and now I know every intimate detail of what the Japanese were trying to do, and now I can bring some of that back to the Dragon Ball Kai dub. And plus, we're so much...
Well, I would say in my experience as a person being directed by you, yes, I would say you're pickier and wiser and know more about the Japanese genre of anime, which I think influences how we approach this, because we definitely want it to appeal to American audiences, but we also want to honor the Japanese flavor, because it's a Japanese product, so, you know, and Japanese show. So I think all that's coming together. I think Chris's directing is I wouldn't say vastly improved, because that makes it sound like he sucked before and he didn't.
Well,
I think the only thing
was really young.
You
when
were
I started
really
doing
young,
it, like,
but also you had other people above you under time constraints that you don't have as much now. Like,
I still have the time constraints, but I don't have the people above
It seems
me.
like you take more time with the cues, though. It really does. It seems like you're like, no, do that again. I'm like, I'm ready to move on, and you're not, and that's great.
I think it's all an illusion, because you think I'm taking longer, but the processes over the last 10 years of working on this show have made it so that we can record 5 times, 10 times faster than we ever used to record.
That's true.
before.
That's true. So it would seem like it's longer because you're getting more chances on a cue, whereas before you'd only get 3 chances or whatever, and then we did not have enough time or whatever.
Well, we didn't have enough time to wait for the
machine
videotape to rewind itself.
Yeah, we were using videotape. Yeah, that's true. That's true. I would say that's true. He's got 10 more years. I have 10 years of experience as an actor, and everything's just better. You just get better. You watch any television show, you watch season 1 of Star Trek: The Next Generation. By the time you get to season 7, everything's way better. It's kind of like that. Everybody's just improved.
It's the one thing I've noticed about this version of the show, as opposed to the original Dragon Ball Z dub, is that I think it will be interesting for fans who watch the show back in the day, whether they knew about anime or not, whether they knew about what Dragon Ball Z really even was or not. I think everybody can watch it and get something out of it. Like the 14-year-olds, 13, 10-year-olds who were watching it then, they're now in their 20s.
Oh, yeah.
And the show now has matured with those people who are watching it, those kids who are watching it, now adults. And the show has this really, truly adult flavor to it now. It's got a...
And by adult, you mean like mature themes. Of, not naughty, but like
we're not having to dumb it down.
Yeah, that's
in any
anyway.
way.
We're not having to dumb it down. Where the story is closer to the manga. It's much closer to the manga. The writing is significantly better in terms of adaptation. Well, go ahead. What you were saying?
There's nobody over our heads saying, all right, this needs to be as cool as it can be for a 5-year-old. We're just directing the show for what it truly is. Right. An epic, kind of awesome show that it always was, but now we don't have to pretend to make it for anybody other than the people who would really enjoy it, which should be everybody.
And I think people who are non-fans originally will enjoy it, because honestly, there's some stuff in the original Dragon Ball Z that you can go, because they're posturing for 2 weeks over who's stronger. A lot of that stuff's been cut out, so it's very story-heavy, with still cool fighting, but it's more connected with the story as if you're reading the manga, and that makes it more engaging, and it makes you want to watch it more. So people who are not into anime, I think it'll bring them into it.
It's not a bunch of huge major cast changes.
It's not, no.
It's like everything surrounding the main characters are solid now. We're getting a chance to go back, and before, when we only had a limited number of actors in our actor pool, like 20, 30 actors that were working on Dragon Ball. Now we have 400 or 500 actors, and we can literally pick and choose from this huge variety of people now.
Well, you've given up you've done multiple voices, and you've given up some of your roles for that exact reason. So
well, because there's so many actors, I was like, oh, I would love to see what, you know, so-and-so would do with this role. I'd love to see. But it's also nice, even with, like, Soldier A and Man in Blue Hat and, like, speckled dude, soldier, warrior, to have actually a decent actor rather than some dude that had to pull from the other room because
that's really
we didn't have anyone to get in.
You're absolutely right, and that's really important to know. Even if your lead actor's great, if your lead actor's great, your lead cast is great, and Soldier B sucks, now the lead actor looks bad. Everybody's got to be awesome, even from the smallest part to the biggest part, because we all support each other. And exactly what he's saying, now we can use a real actor on bit part here, bit part there, because you've got this vast pool, and it makes all the performances just go up. And so I'm not hearing anything I don't like about this yet, or visually don't like. And I'm real picky, because I've directed a lot of my own shows myself, and I'm a picky person when it comes to art in general. And so I can't say enough good things about Dragon Ball Z Kai.
With regards to the cast changes, specific to episodes 1 through 13 at least, we have a new Bulma. We have Monica Rial playing Bulma, and we have a new young Gohan played by Colleen Clinkenbeard. And other than that, there's really no other changes to the cast just yet. So
you don't want to mention Frieza?
I don't know. I'm not allowed to mention Frieza.
I put a space there so you could use that sound.
Okay, there's a significant new character. I wasn't sure whether we were allowed to talk about it or not. But apparently, like the powers that are sitting like over in that direction.
The people whose creative decisions I like now.
They gave us the nod to say that there is actually going to be a new Frieza. Well, our original intention wasn't to recast Frieza. We were planning on reusing
that's right.
Frieza, but when the script started coming in, like even in episodes 1 through 13, which we just wrapped on, those episodes didn't have, they had one Frieza line in it. And that time we were like, yeah, we're going to keep it the same Frieza because we couldn't think of anyone else that could play it. But when the script started coming in for some of the later episodes, the character just isn't even written the same way as it was before.
Yeah.
Because they took a lot of liberties with Frieza's character, and the dialogue just wasn't the same. And so the dialogue is really, really heavy and really fast. And the voice that Linda was using for Frieza she just couldn't even speak fast enough to.
It's a tricky character to
it
play.
was really hard. She's a crazy, tricky voice for her. So it was getting to be troublesome for the longer lines. So at that time we decided that maybe we should try out something else. And rather than make Linda change her voice, we thought we'd kind of rectify something that we thought was controversial anyway, which is allow a man to play Frieza for the first time.
Which you won't be able to tell it's a man. Actually, it kind of creeped me out, and that's
it's
the
totally
whole point.
Creepy.
It's very creepy, and I got uncomfortable watching it in a very good way in terms of like Frieza's supposed to creep you out, and now the contrast between Goku and Frieza in those fight scenes are going to be Frieza's scarier, and it's. All I know is I got goosebumps, and I got really creeped out when I heard it, and if it creeps me out, and I've seen this a bunch, it's really going to be Frieza's a sinister, creepy, evil character. Sometimes in my private moments I've said, God, I'm sick of this. But then, and that's funny because I was starting to get kind of sick of it even in the games because we finished recording Dragon Ball Z a while ago, and then we started doing Kai, and I was like, oh man, I love the character. I owe a lot to the character. It started my career. I have personal feelings about the character just from being the character. And then I came in for the first Kai session, and after that first day, I was like, I am thrilled to be doing this again because I thought it was going to be, I didn't know how different it was going to be. So I thought it was going to be, oh, here we go, the same type of scripts, the same type of situation, the same backlash of not doing it exactly like the Japanese and all this other stuff. And then I saw the scripts and we did a few sessions and I got to do some King Kai and I'm like, this is fresh. It's like, I can say it's like being married to somebody, getting divorced and remarrying them. I've done the first part, not the last part. And remarrying them, and it's a brand new love affair. That's all I can say with the show and with the character, and it's twice as good as it was before for me as an actor, and inspiring, because I thought you do 300 or 400 or 500 episodes, 13 movies and a bunch of games, then run around at conventions for 10 years, you can get tired of any character, especially one that's kind of as two-dimensional as Goku. I'm happy, I'm mad, I'm happy, I'm mad. There's not really a lot of depth to the guy. I mean, I think Goku, loosely translated, means master of knowing nothing, or something like that, go, or enlightenment, or wisdom, or something. So it's like, yeah, I don't even answer the question right. What the hell did I just say?
I've talked to some people at cons, and some purist anime fans aren't necessarily huge fans of Kai because they've seen some of the Japanese episodes that are coming out.
Yeah.
And with no disrespect whatsoever, but Japanese are not nearly doing what we're doing to the show. They're bringing in their same actors. They're cutting it up, and they're kind of rescripting things lightly, and they're bringing people in, but they're not having to prove anything. They were
true.
They were already awesome.
It was the first
this
one.
is just like a version that'll fit on your iPhone.
Right.
But to us, this is truly and I mean this from the bottom sincerely, that this is a chance to do something again, and you don't very often get second chances to do things, and this is an awesome opportunity for me and for everybody in the cast.
It really is.
I love working on the show again. I get a little emotional about it.
I do.
It's really, really cool, and I think that I think everyone's going to really like it.
I really do. I think it's going to appeal to Dragon Ball Z fans, and I think it's going to bring in people. You know, there was that big surge when Pokemon first started, it got everybody in anime. Then there was this explosion of anime, and then Dragon Ball Z was right after that coming on television. I think it could possibly cause a resurgence in interest in anime and this type of animation in America again, because it's really that good. Dragon Ball Z fans, hear me now, believe me later. Dragon Ball Z Kai will be the definitive Kai. It'll be all time. You're going to love it better.